What's up everybody, and thank you for joining me for another video. My name is Whack4863, but you can call me Whack. In today's video, I want to rate the Malignant tunnels. Now for those of you that may not know, the Malignant tunnels are in the season of Malignant. They are not in the Eternal Realm. But these tunnels have more mob density for the Malignant enemies, and they have a Malignant invoker at the end. What does all this mean? Caged hearts. So when you slay a Malignant enemy, it will drop a heart. You then interact with that heart to have the enemy respawn, and then once you kill that enemy, it will drop a caged heart. Caged hearts then give you armor for your character, as well as added bonuses that are much like the aspects that you find on your different armor pieces. So the way that I'm going to go about rating these is basically what is the total amount of hearts you can get by completing this dungeon. And then what is the goal of the dungeon? What is the ease of completing that goal? And then last but not least, I will let you know whether the Malignant tunnel has the ability to invoke Vershawn, basically summoning the end boss for another chance at more hearts. Each one of the tunnels will have a Malignant invoker at the end. Each one is going to be specific for a type of invoker. So it could be brutal, devious, or vicious. Although each one of the invokers does have the ability for you to invoke a Wrathful Heart, should you have a Wrathful Heart invoker. Now keep in mind that each one of these tunnels does have a specific type of invoker. There are 2 tunnels with devious, 2 tunnels with brutal, and 2 tunnels with vicious. So if you are target farming a certain type of heart, you'll want to look at what type of invoker is at the end of that tunnel to increase your chances of getting that type of heart. Now for each tunnel, I'm going to tell you how many hearts I got without using the invoker at the end. The invoker would be an additional heart, and then if there's a boss spawn there, that would be an additional heart as well. I am going through these in an order of worst to best, so keep that in mind. You'll want to stay to the end to see which tunnel I feel is the best for your time. Dindai Hollow is the lowest on my list. Now it is located in the dry steppes, and it has a brutal invoker. Now the reason why it's located at this point in my list, why it's on the bottom, is because it's a slay all enemies. And in my runs through this Malignant tunnel, I was only able to get a total of 3 Malignant hearts. Now keep in mind, I am not engaging in that last invoker. I'm not including that in these totals. So you get 3 without using an invoker. This particular Malignant tunnel also does not have the ability to invoke Vershawn, so you're missing out on that opportunity if that's something that you want to do. The next on my list is the Bedival Grotto. It is in Hawazar, and at the end of this tunnel, you're going to find a vicious invoker. And I have basically the same issue with this tunnel that I did with the last one, where it's a slay all enemies event. And with that slay all enemies event, I was only getting 3 total hearts when going through this. Now the nice thing about this tunnel is it does have the end boss invoker, so if you want to engage in killing Vershawn, you are able to do that in this Malignant tunnel. In the number 4 spot is the Ravening Pit. It is also in the dry steppes, and it has a brutal invoker at the end of it. Now I know a lot of you are probably going to say, dude, you're way off base. A lot of other content creators have said this is the tunnel to run. However, in my testing, most of the time, I only got 3 hearts from this tunnel. There were a couple of times where I ran it where other enemies spawned that had the ability to drop Malignant hearts. So you can see the Slay Malignant Berserkers says 2. That's 2 of the 3 hearts that you're going to get. You're going to get the 3rd heart from the end boss. Any additional hearts are random spawns that could happen in any one of the tunnels or really any dungeon that you're running through. So the fact that this only has 3 total hearts means that it's at this point in my list, because after this tunnel, every one of the next tunnels that I'm going to show you, you're going to get at least 4 Malignant hearts, and that's prior to interacting with that invoker at the end or killing the Vershawn boss. Now the Ravening Pit does have the Invoker for Varshan at the end, so that is a good thing in my opinion. However, I would rather get more hearts for free than have to use an Invoker to bring in Varshan for the chance at him dropping 2 hearts. In the number 3 spot is the Den of the Blighted, located in Hawazar. This also has a vicious Malignant Invoker at the end. So in the Den of the Blighted, you need to find 3 Malignant Corruptions. So you're getting 3 hearts from those 3 interactions, and then you're going to get a 4th heart from the boss that you kill in order to complete this dungeon. Now this dungeon does not have the Invoker of Varshan, so you are missing out on that opportunity. But in my opinion, the Malignant tunnels that have the Destroy Malignant Corruptions are the easiest ones to know exactly where those hearts are going to be, and this is one of those. In my number 2 spot is the Fissure of Malice. It's located in the Fractured Peaks, and you are going to get a vicious Malignant Invoker at the end. Now on the surface, this dungeon would appear to only give you 3 total hearts. As you can see, it says slay the malignant ghouls, 2 remaining. But in every run that I did in this dungeon, there was an additional malignant that dropped a heart. And I've run this dungeon a lot of times. Every single time there was 1 additional enemy, meaning that when you complete this dungeon, you slay the 2 ghouls, you find the 1 additional malignant that's going to drop a heart, you're going to end up with 4 hearts prior to interacting with the Malignant Invoker. Now this dungeon does not have the ability to invoke Varshan, so you are missing out on that opportunity if that's something you want to do. There's also another reason why this is in my number 2 spot, but I'm going to share that when I share the information for my number 1 spot. So I hope you're ready. It's time for me to share my number 1 pick for Malignant Tunnels to farm 4 hearts. So my number 1 pick is the Boiling Wound. Now this has a Devious Invoker, but it also has the ability for you to fight Varshan at the end. What I haven't mentioned until now is the fact that the Boiling Wound and the Fissure of Malice are both located in Fractured Peaks, which means when you use your teleport button, you go back to Kovashad. This is actually going to save you a lot of time breaking down the malignant hearts that you don't want, because Kovashad is the only place that you can teleport to that has the bench in the town so that you can break down those hearts. And the Boiling Wound has you destroy 3 malignant corruptions. So when you destroy those 3, you killed those 3 enemies, you're getting 3 hearts from that. And then when you go to defeat the boss at the end of the tunnel, you're getting an additional heart from that. So that's a total of 4 hearts in this tunnel. And the fact that you're able to teleport back to Kovashad, where you're easily going to be able to get rid of your unwanted hearts, makes this, in my opinion, the best tunnel to farm for a lot of hearts in a very short period of time. Additionally, if you happen to forget to craft a Invoker for Varshan, you can easily just teleport back to Kovashad with 1 click of a button, make that Invoker, and then come back through that teleporter from town and be ready to fight Varshan. And honestly, I would recommend that you fight him as often as possible, because he has the ability to drop 2 hearts when he dies. In addition to that, the gear that he drops is always an item power of 800. So if you're looking to upgrade some gear, he's a great spot to farm for that higher level item. Don't forget to whack the like button on your way out, and I'd like to know in the comment section below, what is your favorite Malignant tunnel to farm and why? I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next, and I'll meet you over there.